Well, what I'm going to show you now is this is a piece of a trawl. Now, a trawl is made up of a number of different parts, and the thickness of the twine varies depending on which part of the trawl it's made for. Well, this is from synthetic material from the beginning of the net, so you can see that the mesh is quite large. This is a net needle, and as you can see, it's partially loaded with twine. This was normally loaded by, when it was made by women at home, it was loaded by their children. They would sit there after school and fill needles. On a trawler, it was usually done by the junior deckhand, or the deckhand as we called him. That was his job. So what we're doing here is continuing to make net from an existing piece. We take the needle in our right hand, if we're right-handed, and it goes down through the existing mesh. You then adjust the size of the net that you're making, take the needle around in a loop, pass the needle through there, and that makes a sheet bend. And every one of these knots in a trawl is a sheet bend. Once again, down through, make a loop, pass the needle through its own part, and you continue in this way right along the net. So the needle, working from right to left, goes down through the existing mesh. The twine is gripped between finger and thumb. The loop is made and the needle passed through to make the sheet bend. Once again, down through the mesh. Twine is adjusted to make the correct size mesh, make a loop, and the needle is passed through. So what I've been doing now is coming on a second row of mesh from left to right, and I've been showing that in that sequence the needle goes up through the existing meshes. When you go from right to left, the needle goes down through. And this is just to facilitate your own movement, really. It makes it easier to do. So we've gone from right to left, making a single row of half meshes, as you can see, and then we make a knot in the twine here. This signifies the end of the row, and then we come back left to right, putting the needle through the mesh upwards and making the other half of the mesh. So you can see each row makes half mesh.
Trawls get damaged when they're towed along the seabed. Not always, but quite often they do. Some seabeds that you fish along are quite bad, quite rocky, and you come across wrecks and things like that. So you damage the trawl. And any damage to the trawl, well, it makes your trawl less efficient. So when the trawl comes inboard, one of the things that the crew look for is any damage that's done to the trawl. Sometimes it will be quite a lot of damage, and it maybe require an hour's work on it, depending on whether the skipper wanted you to take that long. Sometimes it might require a piece of net putting into it, but generally there were small and medium-sized holes, but they had to be mended because otherwise they could catch up again and make the damage even greater. It's got to be, as I say, it's got to be prepared, and to do that you need to cut certain parts of the damaged area, and you always start with this, which is a Y shape, which is called a halfer. A halfer. It's got 3 legs to it. Okay, so a Y shape, right? And what you then have here is a side knot, which is what Vic made when he was doing that. And there's another half there, so you cut that one out. Right, and then there's another one there, so you cut that one out. Another one here, and you cut that one out. And what you see then, it leaves you with side knots and what's called pickups. Side knot, pickup. Side knot, pickup. Side knot, pickup. On that side, these are what's called losing pickups. In other words, we're going further there. This side are what were called gaining pickups. So in other words, we're not losing anything this way, it's lost that way. Right, let me continue cutting these halfers out. Right, now I've cut all of the halfers out down to here, right, until at the bottom here, I've left the halfer. And what that ensures, when you finish on a halfer like that, it ensures that all the mashes that you have done, all the repair that you have done, but all will have four sides like all of these. And this is the starting halfer, which is where you've always got to start to repair a hole. And from then on, I will ensure that everything that I do creates four sides to the mash. And that will, as we go along, you will see each one that I do is creating four sides. So join the twine, the needle of twine, onto the halfer, which is the starting point. And you will see that has created four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a repaired one. Go down to this one. This is what's called a pickup. And don't put it up your sleeve. And then again, that shows you that that mash is now repaired. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a repaired mash. Repaired side, 3 other sides. So the next one there is another side knot. And we go there. And that again has created the four sides for the mash. And another side knot on this side. My fingers are not as nimble as they used to be when I was doing this for a living. And as you can see now, the hole is closed right from that halfer there at the top. Right, each one has got 4 sides to it. Right, each one is a full mesh. And then here at the bottom, we've got what we call the finishing halfer. And we go on to that. And that's it repaired.